All right, you guys, it's time to rise and thrive. It is Monday, the Monday after Easter. Hopefully, everyone had an amazing Easter weekend. We are here live at 12 p.m. ish Central Standard Time to bring you positivity about faith, family, finances, and fitness. I have the awesome Maggie and Paul with me today. Hi, y'all.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Easter, did you take the day off, Maggie?
Absolutely not. I did not, but I worked a lot less. I know we got under contract on one of my listings. So no, I don't ever think I take a day off, but some days where I'm like, okay, I want it to be light. So I'm very intentional of like knocking everything out in the morning so that it can be pretty light throughout the day.
You know, I say this all the time. I'm like, no one sees behind the scenes of what we do, like after hours. They think it because of the lunch bunch that puts things on social media that don't have a clue what really happens. Like we're negotiating stuff all hours of the day and night. It's nonstop, which is what we get paid to do. That's our job. You know, like,
Yes.
And especially in the market that we're in, where, like, thank God if you get a freaking offer, this is crazy.
Yes. Oh my God.
Crazy times.
I
Paul and I
know.
just were at a conference.
Sure.
We were in Hollywood, Florida, and we were there with a bunch of other real estate brokers, team leaders, operators, like everything in that aspect of it. And you heard from people, and it was people across the nation, right? Some people are doing big numbers. Some markets are doing great. Some markets not so much. The data is there's no two markets that are the same, none. And when you hear some people try to sugarcoat their stats and their numbers and all that stuff, it's all relative. It's quite fascinating. And then of course you got like this wild stuff going on. I don't even know what's going on in Iran. Like I lean on Paul to fill me in with that. So we know that when that stuff starts to cool down, things will get better, right, Paul?
We will know a lot after tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I see. Jose was trying to fill me in yesterday, and I was like, just tell me later. So walk me. What's going on? How is it affecting the real estate market?
It's just honestly, it's fear of not knowing what will happen tomorrow. So I really honestly think it's just creating so much chaos in people's minds that you lose focus on what really matters. And in these times is honestly in times of confusion and distraction is when millionaires are made. So my biggest recommendation is your most solid asset that you could ever get in your life that will always appreciate in value. Well, the majority of the time will always appreciate in value will be real estate. So if you have an opportunity right now, while everyone else is distracted or being chaotic, if you take that time to follow a real estate professional that will guide you into where you should put your money, then you absolutely should, because you stand a chance to get a great opportunity when everyone else is distracted. So it's mostly fear. It's mostly fear. We live in the United States of America, which is the greatest country on earth. In my opinion, and I could be biased because I served in it, but it's a lot of chaos, confusion right now, as far as oil prices and peace. Nothing directly. Really.
There was a stat I listened to from some people I follow. The podcast, one of the podcasts that I watch, and I listened to it Saturday night at like 1:00 in the morning because I couldn't sleep. And they said, okay, like here's kind of a worst case scenario in their real estate people, that if the cost of oil continues to stay high or go even higher, and then it stays there like for a sustainable time, like what if it stays there for a year or two? Because it could stay there for a year or two. This is like worst case scenario. The most probable thing that would then happen would be inflation would go up and the interest rates would go back up. Could they go to 7.5? They could, because they're at 6.5 right now. And so listening to that, like if that were to happen, the investors that lean on borrowing money to do buy and holds rentals. Well, that market's like gone right now anyway, because they don't cash flow because interest rates are higher. So there's not a lot of that happening unless people are going to hold it for a long, long term. But you look at like when our market, and I showed it this morning on our Rise and Thrive community, the graphs, because I'm obsessed with data, the graphs that are showing April 2026. If you look at April 2025, 24, 23, and 22, 23, 24, 25, and now 26, identical April graphs, identical. It's like the right now, April 6th, 34% of homes across the nation have gone through price reductions and are going through price reductions. And here's a fun fact for you because of data. It showed in all of those graphs, 24, 25, no, 23, 24, 25, and now 26 go. And crazy, it's the graph 26 and 25 literally overlap. You can't even see a difference in line at all. It's insane. And it showed in those graphs that price reductions increased from April all the way to November. So it was a steady graph, meaning there were more price increases. I mean, more price adjustments, decreases in the market. So it went up from like where we're at 34% right now to like 38% and even hit 40%. So they were saying in this report, they're like, so we know that if interest rates go higher, it does something to the market, right? So I'm thinking to myself, well, then if I'm a buyer, I should buy now. If that's a chance that that could happen, I better freaking lock in a 6.5% or 6% interest rate. You can still get into the fives. But I also would know if I'm a seller, I need to be smart and know, like, if people are adjusting their price and there's going to be more of that likely, I better, if I want to sell my home, I probably need to listen to my real estate professional and price it right and do everything that they tell me to make it look amazing. That's what I got out of it. And they said that, you know, when we were at ending 2025 and like all the indicators were showing we're going to have this amazing spring season, and everything did show that. Well, but no one predicted this conflict that we have going on right now. And so it was like, just like COVID, where we got blindsided, we didn't see this. So now they're adjusting things and they're like, all right, if we can resolve this was how they ended it. They believe if we can resolve this conflict in the next 2 weeks, we still could have an incredible spring and summer selling season. There's still enough time. If we can't, in the next couple of weeks, we're likely looking at a repeat of last year. And then when you look at last year's graphs, that was the same as 2024 and 2023. So it's fascinating to study this stuff and track it, because regardless whether we have a repeat of last year or the year before, we all freaking thrived. And we taught our agents what to do to go out there and feast when other people are having a famine. And that's what we're here for, is to teach people how to do that. Isn't that crazy though?
Yeah. You want to know what else is crazy, Tricia?
What?
So what's happened in my world over the past week is analyzing different types of cash and luxury buyers. So I had two cash buyers. One is a $300,000 buyer and one is $700,000. And then I have my luxury sector, which in my mind is all my million plus people. Okay. So this weekend, we hosted 3 different open houses. So we're analyzing it again. We had the open house with it was a $200,000 open house. 0 people showed up. $600,000 open house. We had a nosy neighbor and some person wanting to list. So we had 2 show up. At my luxury new build, guess how many families I had show up?
10.
Multiple.
Yeah, I had 9. So good guess, Tricia. I had 9, almost 10. And so then going back to my luxury buyers, my cash buyers, I had 2 cash buyers within 24 hours say we are pausing due to the decline in the stock market. When it bounces back, we're going to cash out and come right back to you. So they're on pause. They're not a no, they're just on pause.
Yep.
And then my luxury market is crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
We literally have picked up 5 more builds. We have people flying in from Florida today The vice president of a company I shall not name is coming to see our property.
Very
And
cool.
we have 4 people that were like are in play. So we started talking to other builders, other small luxury builders, and we're like, what are you seeing in the market? Just to see if it's a commonality, or are we, something different? Is this normal? Like, what's the expectation? And they said, what's funny about luxury is, even when there's a war, even when the interest rates are through the roof, right now, for the past year, they have still been focused on buying because they see the bigger picture, and they can afford to, if they are getting a loan, if they're getting a jumbo, they say it's okay because we're buying in a market that's going to appreciate because we're in the luxury sector. And they see that where we're building it's the first 20% of the neighborhood, and they know the developer drives the cost. So it's just such a different level of thinking.
Very true.
But you know what it is? Just what you just said. It's people. You can't just go out there and randomly buy something. People have to think. Like there has to be a strategy, because at the end of the day, like 85% of the home sales still happen because of a life choice, and these things are still going to happen. People are still going to die and get a divorce. I just left a listing appointment where they're getting a divorce, and it is what it is. And they were like, here's what they told me. They go, so basically, I showed them their walkaway number, and they go, we're going to walk away with what we bought our house for. And I go, okay, you're looking at it like that. And you bought your house in 2020. In 2021, our numbers were way higher. That was COVID. And during 2021, you bought at the top of the market. So you've lived in your house for all this time, and now you're going to walk away at the end of this with what you paid for your house. Like, at the end of the day, there's people that are having to walk away right now with not that, because I took out like all fees, like everything. So basically you were able to live in your house for free, because you're going to get all of your money back, and it's not going to cost you to sell your house. That is the blessing in the market that we are in right now. Think of it like that. Live in your house for 5 years for free.
Very true. I want to add on to that. So we had several open houses this weekend also. And you're right, Amy, all of my $200 open homes empty. Not one family came in.
Wow.
And over this past weekend, I actually finalized my numbers for our ranch, which is in the millions. So I'm not thinking like, oh my gosh, what's happening in the world. I'm just like, okay, this is an opportunity. I need to jump on it now. Also, my Westmont property went under contract. That was at $845. So that's a higher price point. And also my buyers that are in the 500 and plus, they're coming out to play. And this morning, I just received another buyer who said, hey, I'm interested in this property in Crosby, and it's listed for 1.2. They're not, and they're business owners. So I agree. I agree.
So your ranch, did you get where you wanted to be with the number?
We met in the middle.
Okay. Are you pleased with your negotiation?
I am, because I have another, I'm waiting for appraisal to come in.
You have a plan.
I have a plan.
There's always a plan.
There's always a plan, of course.
Yes.
There has to be a plan.
That's why it's important to know which real estate professional you're working with. Sometimes there's agents out there without a plan and a hope.
When we left this room that we were in, and we missed America's Real Estate Show, Paul and I did, because we were in Florida at this event. But we went to this event specifically to get in a room with other operators and people that are running business, because like we know what is likely in front of us. And so what are other people doing differently? What have they done? Because you always want to get yourself in rooms where you're not the smartest person. Like, I want to be in a room where they're doing 894 transactions, because we're not doing that yet, but we can. Like, if they can do it, so can we. And how did they do it? Because that's a whole different skill set and a whole nother level. But y'all were at Amy and Maggie, y'all were at the America's Real Estate Show. Mm-hmm. And Maggie, I asked you to share a little bit of Grant's story, because he also runs a big business in Oklahoma. Like, who goes to Oklahoma? Like, I have never met anyone that's like, I'm moving to Oklahoma. And the people that we were with last week are in Detroit. Like, I've never in my career had anyone go like, I can't wait to go to Detroit. Like, says no one. So Maggie, share that. Like, what is Grant doing differently that's gotten him to that level, please?
Well, I met Grant, when was it, on Thursday? Was it Thursday, Amy?
Yeah.
It was Thursday. A very charismatic man. And I think that a lot of his business business model comes from the church because he planted churches all around Oklahoma. So he basically, in my opinion, took that model and just said, hey, God's called me to be in real estate and help families and through that avenue. So he took that business model and applied it in real estate. And it has worked. It has worked very successfully for him.
So did he open real estate offices?
I believe he just has one office, right, Amy? If I'm not mistaken, one office, but he has like 300 agents under his umbrella. So he's definitely he's doing it.
Did he elaborate to you guys like what separates him, what differentiates him to be able to do that kind of numbers where you see other people falling off the map?
He said that Maggie, can I chime in?
Yes, go ahead.
He said that he focuses on several different things and actually basically collaborates with his team and says, like, Tricia, if you and I were on the same team, I think, Tricia, what do you love to do? And you're like, I love to get to connect with people. I really want to be in their face every month. So he'd be like, okay, then you sound like Buffini. So I want you to go and study Buffini, become the very best Buffini person in the world. And then Paul, you're on my team and you are a veteran. So I want you to become the veteran specialist. So he basically assigns people a role based on what they love, what they're knowledgeable about, what they love and they're passionate about. And then he just encourages them to take massive action. So he's not teaching them to all do the same thing. Like, I want everybody to cold call. I want everybody to call expireds. He's like, no, if you love veterans, I want you to become a veteran specialist. And that's all you do is focus on veterans. So it was a different take. It was like, wow. And then, Paul's a veteran and another guy comes in, Marty, he's a veteran. So then he partners them up and he goes, now you're accountability partners. And now you guys are running the veteran portion of our group. And then, oh, Amy, you're a new build luxury. Okay, well, that's your passion. So you focus on luxury new builds. And then you find other people that love luxury and love new builds. And then you focus on that. And so he has people like just all these little micro groups within the big group. And then he's like up here.
I like that.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's smart.
It's almost like running multiple businesses within the branch of real estate. And
because he's not running a team, right?
He is running a team, but he has his admin who basically runs the entire operation for him.
Right. But he has everybody like on whatever their specialty is. So he has all these niche opportunities, and then where they plug in is what they're good at and what they focus on. And it's almost like breakout sessions. So they don't have, my understanding was they don't just do like, hey, we're doing a team thing and everyone's doing this on the team. It's like, oh no, we have a team, but this is a veteran breakout and this is a new build breakout and you're a flipping specialist.
What did he say about the Oklahoma market? Did he elaborate on what it's doing there?
No,
I don't think he did. No.
I would wonder, like, why does anyone want to live there? I've never understood that. Like, because tornadoes blow that place down.
He did say that he does get, lots of people that go in through the door and out the door, just like we all do, right? We have people that they say they're going to do all the things and then they get lazy and they're like, you know what? But he goes, it's the ones that take massive action. And he's very big on focusing on what you're passionate about, finding your niche and then focusing it. And he goes, and I do believe in that because I know whatever you focus on expands.
Yeah.
The minute I started focusing on new builds, now I have like a dozen new builds to build.
Yeah. Amen.
Well, when we were in Florida, Paul, remember that guy? He was in the Navy, wasn't he? The guy we ended up at the table with at the last table, wasn't he the Navy? And what part of the world is he in?
He was in Newport.
And he's been doing it. He was in the Navy for what was it, like 18 years or something, Paul? Or was it longer?
He definitely, I think he said 21.
Okay. It was a long time, y'all. And he is a friend. He's in the franchise model. So him, I won't say the name of his company because I might say wrong stats and
Great guy.
other companies. Yeah. But he's a super cool guy. They have 4 franchise offices and they're looking to expand. Their model is like a flat fee model. So they charge transaction fees. And so they have to be on volume. They have to do a lot of volume, and they have to have a high agent count to do that kind of volume, right? But his main thing that he focuses on is veterans, and like not even veterans, but aren't like military people. And why is that, Paul? Because of where he's located at, right?
So if you're a veteran specialist, it's always great to be in whatever, if you're a veteran and your objective is to be the veteran specialist, you need to be involved with your active duty bases. So he is right next to a very large Navy base. He makes sure that he's involved with leadership there. He's making sure that he's putting on seminars, hosting events for all the veterans there to know that what they have at their fingertips as far as investments in real estate. So his biggest thing is whenever people PCS, because if you know anything about the Army, the Marine Corps, the Navy, the Air Force, soldiers change duty stations for reasons. Over a certain period of time, you will change duty station, and when you receive PCS orders, at that point, you already have a home, and you can have a choice. You can live on base, you can rent a house, or you can own a home. So when you get to a duty station, you can go purchase a home with your real estate advisor. From that, you live in that home, and then you get PCS orders to go somewhere else. You then could either put your home on the market, or you can put it out for rent, get a property management company to cover it. And through your career in the United States military, you could either own multiple homes as far as rental properties, or you could have bought and sold many of homes and made money off of it. So what he did is him and his friends, they made themselves the subject matter experts or go-to advisors, and really got themselves involved with the actual base in order to help sailors, because he's near a naval base. So it's 100% niche. Now they do provide services to other people outside of veterans, but that's called going deep. And what y'all do here in Houston is something similar by y'all being the market experts. Like Amy is in the Woodlands, Maggie, you're in
East.
South
East.
and Southeast.
There's so much over there. There's like
Down
a
there.
lot over there. So you're East Houston, Tricia, we're West Houston, right? And we focus on our niches, and we make sure that we're the market experts for this area. That way you're providing information, and you're not just, hey, I help you buy and sell real estate. So that was his whole model. It is, if you are near a active duty base and you are involved in it, and it helps to be a veteran, 100%. But if you're involved in it and you know the right people to talk to, you can absolutely do well in any market.
But what he said though was, because of that, he's unaffected by the market, whether it's up or down, because he's in the right place. Like, just like you just said, Amy, you planted yourself in an up and comer. You planted yourself in the right place. You are unaffected by the market. Now, what you have to do is know where the value is. Is it going up, down? Is it staying the same? Are we in a flatline model for the next 12 months? Like, what does that kind of look like? So, just so you can position yourself as the market expert and guide others. But this market, like even the smile states, as they call us, where we have all this inventory, we're feeling this again more so than some of the Northeast states. But a lot of the Northeast are now feeling a little bit of the pressure of homes taking a little bit longer to sell, values coming down a little bit. And when you look at like where we were with Paul and I when we were in Florida, the other teams that were there, the main focus in all of them, if they're not doing it yet, they were there to learn how to do it, is to become a listing heavy team. That the ones that control the listings never have to worry about where they're going to get the next buyer from. That you control the freaking market. And if you don't learn how to work listings, I don't know where you're going to be in the next 2 years. And you know what they also said, y'all? They all said, and the guy that was putting on the thing, it was a Glover U event, and he's freaking a badass. And he said of all their resources for their team, they will not let Zillow be more than 15% of their business. They're never going to be slaves to Zillow and slaves to realtor.com or any of those lead sources that people pay for, because your agents will get lazy and they will stop making the calls. They'll stop doing the prospecting. They see you as just a ticket to their Zillow, which is so freaking true. And they said, don't ever let your agents try to come in and strong arm you to give them a different split structure because they do this or they do that. It's like, tell them to hit the door.
Absolutely.
The biggest thing,
Agree.
my saying about if you want a man to eat for a day, or in the Bible it says you want a man to eat for a day, you give him a fish. You want a man to eat for a lifetime, you teach him how to fish. So if you are a real estate agent, period, or real estate salesperson or whatever, if your main focus is for somebody, in order for you to do business, is for someone to feed you an opportunity, you are not an entrepreneur. You are not a go-getter. You are somebody that is waiting for somebody to give something to you. Now, they say that real estate has created more millionaires than Wall Street. That's a proven statement, 100% proven statement. But the way you do that, you have a balanced model to where you'll make sure that you never go unemployed, is you make sure that you structure it to where you're not relying on one place to generate business for you. All right. So when they said that it's never more than 15% of their opportunities, that's because you're leveraging your listings, you're leveraging your open houses, you're leveraging all your different avenues in order to make sure you're continuously generating business. If you're putting all your eggs in one basket, you will fail. So, in today's day and age, you don't really need it. You can generate that same business on your own if you take advantage of technology.
I agree with you, Paul. And I think that people have to learn to pivot, and they have to learn to listen to the market. So if you listen to the market, you're going to see, adjust. And for me, looking into the future and creating a pipeline means looking at the past. Okay. So historical data will actually teach you what's going to happen in the future. If you look at the top developers, like in the Houston market, the top developers, I can tell you whatever JDC is doing, wherever they're going, wherever they're starting their next development, there will be progress. There will be appreciation. Historically, they've always created appreciation. So if you're a smart agent, you have to just, of course, surround yourself with people that think that way and that actually have that higher level thinking, right? If all we're doing is focusing on the news and we're all, screaming like a chicken, or the sky is falling, what do I do next? Like, that's panic mode. You can't live in panic mode. You can't live like you're a broke joke, always waiting for the next handout. You actually have to be strategic, be smart, and you have to look at historical data to give you a pipeline for the future.
For sure.
You know what I listened to this morning, y'all, and I didn't even know about it. It's a new organization, and I'm not going to plug them because I don't even know the actual name of it. You know how we belong to NAR, the National Association of Realtors, and a lot of people are disliking NAR, and they don't see the real purpose in them. And I was listening to this podcast about it, and I think it's called the American Realtors Association. Somebody look it up. It's new, and it's the fastest growing association in our world. And it's like they're expecting, I think, 20,000 members quickly. It's growing so fast because people are looking for another organization to belong to. What they're trying to do, and I agree with them, they're lobbying. They want to figure out, because NAR has the code of ethics and all this stuff. But what the big problem in real estate is that you go, like in Texas, you go to the real estate school or whatever real estate you're going to go, or go online, you go get your license online. It's this set amount of hours. It's these 6 core classes. None of these classes teach you how to run a business. They don't teach you what a real estate agent actually does during a day. They teach you none of that. So agents go online. They're like, oh, it only costs this much to get my license. And why not? And I only have to do these so many hours. I can do it in my living room, sitting around naked if I want to. And then I get my license, and no one ever tells them, well, once you get your license, then you've got to have like this much in reserves because you're not getting a paycheck. And you better be prepared to work your face off to actually get this. When they realize how much it really costs and how much they have to work, that's why the failure rate is so high. And so these guys, I can't remember their names. They're two. One's a Compass agent, and I don't know who the other guy is. Jason Haver is one of the co-founders. That's who I was listening to, Jason Haver, and I don't remember his guy's name. The other guy, they're the ones that formed this, and they doing it because they're like, we have to change our industry. If we don't start making a difference in our industry, we're going to be gone. We will be run out of our business by bots because these agents are idiots out there. Why are we not like, and I was thinking of it when I was listening to him. I was like, in Texas, we have these 6 core classes that we have to take, none of them about running a business. Why are we not making people take 8 core classes or 9 core classes and like 3 of them be about prospecting? And this is what your freaking mornings, your 3 hour or 4 hours of every morning need to look like. And this is what your schedule needs to look like. And this is what like all the strategies that you have to, this is how to run value on a property, but no one teaches that stuff. And then they expect these agents to go get licensed. And then they go shop at all these stupid offices that most of these brokers are jokes. They've never sold 100 homes. They don't know how. They wouldn't know what to do in a listing appointment to save their life. And the agents are going in, show me how to do it. And they're like, I don't know. Here, go watch these videos. And what the hell? And then it's on us to go out there and train. But like, you can only train so many people, and they're only going to take in so much. Why are the schools not being regulated? Why is NAR not? And they said they believe they formed this organization because they're like, someone has to stop this because NAR is built on membership. So the more members they can get, then the more money, the more revenue they create. So what do they care if the failure rate's high? They're still collecting their dues. And the same for these brokerages that don't train, that like there's a K and a W out there that's all they thrive on is going into the real estate school. And they talk about their training that's like so outdated, but they thrive on these monthly dues. And if they can grow their market centers to 400, 500, 700 agents paying 125, 150 bucks a month, that's pretty substantial revenue coming in every month, even if they never sell a single home. And why not? Let me just go get my real estate license. And it's like and he was saying, he goes, to be a stockbroker, like to go sell. And he used this as an example. I was like, that's genius. He said, if I want to go sell a share of like Tesla or Apple stock or whatever, that's worth like $236 or $436, I got to go get a background check. I got to go get licensed. I have to go through all these things just to be able to sell that one share, where we're going and selling $10 million asset or a $1.2 million asset or $400,000 house. And all we got to do is sit online and take these courses, go take a test, memorize the stuff, go pass our test, and we can help people with their biggest asset. That's messed up.
I agree. 100%. And by the way, it's American Real Estate Association.
Okay. We need to all join.
Area, founded by Jason Haber and Mauricio Umansky.
Okay.
They founded
and what company is Mauricio with? Does it say?
Mauricio is a high profile luxury broker. He is also known from the show Buying Beverly Hills.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Does it show how much their membership is?
$20 a month.
$20 a month.
I mean, $20 a year.
A year. Okay.
And their goal is to create a flexible, agent-driven association.
Isn't that crazy, y'all?
Mm.
I had never heard of it until this morning. And I was like,
The website is brand new.
It is. But doesn't that make sense? Y'all, we experience this. We deal with freaking agents every day, and we train them and we do our best. We put them on our teams. They do nothing. And then they bitch and complain because we don't train them. It's like, what the hell? We are training you, but you maybe should have done some of this on your own too. And why is it?
So the biggest thing that they said that at the conference was, you can sit here, you could be the best instructor known to man with the agents that are part of your organization, and you can tell them the same thing over and over again until you turn blue in the face, but they're not going to listen to you. So it's always great to have them hear a message from a completely different person. It could be somebody that you collaborate with, it could be somebody that you know, and they hear the message from a completely different person and it snaps. Because the biggest thing is, we like to assume or believe that everybody listens to us, and whenever we say something, they retain 100% of the information that we gave them. When in actuality, if you lecture somebody, they're only going to retain maybe 15% at max of what you said. But then you speak to that person again, you're like, don't you get it? No, they don't get it because they didn't retain it. However, but if we take a moment and allow for the people that we are, contributing to hear this information from somebody else that's performed on a high level. Like you have Tricia here, you have Maggie here, you have Amy here. Realty of America, we have a whole lot of top producing realtors that are out there, and they're all providing training and guidance to our agents for free, and or just from being part of the organization. When you have an organization like that and you allow for your agents to go hear this information from somebody else, you all develop as a whole. And that is probably hands down the most important thing. It's showing your agents where to go to research to get more information, and not counting on you being the end all be all and hoping that they digest everything that you say.
I think it also goes back to the mountaintop theory, though, Paul. There's always going to be the mountain, right? And the top 20% is going to do 80% of the work. And in our case, the top 5% do 95% of the work.
For sure.
So, I mean, we at some point, we do have to come to the realization that it's too easy to become a realtor. It literally is so easy. I just talked to someone and she's like, I took my classes in 3 weeks and I'm just waiting on the test. And she's actually a very smart individual. She's the right kind of person to get into real estate. But there are other people that are simply just take classes classes are pretty simple, right? It's just too easy. They make it. And it's like, why? This is the biggest asset. You're dealing with all these integral promulgated forms and you're letting anyone get here. This is ridiculous. They need to have stricter regulations, in my opinion.
You know what you said, Maggie? You were like, and I asked you if you took yesterday off for Easter. You're like, no, I don't really take days off. Guess what? Like that needs to be said. Like people don't understand that that's our lives, but we signed up for this, right? And we're wildly blessed.
Yes. No,
and your agents that work with you, Maggie, don't you kind of expect the same mentality from them?
Absolutely. And then something that I do, it has nothing to do with the documents, but whenever someone's like, I want to be an agent, I'm like, okay, great. Open up your phone. How many contacts do you have in there? And then they'll tell me like, oh, 98 or 102. I'm like, sweetheart, you should have. I was like, by the end of the year, you need to have 500-600 contacts. This is a people business. You need to connect. You need to meet people. You need to get people's contacts information. And then if I meet an individual that they're like, oh, I have 600 contacts and I have so many followers on Instagram and so many on Facebook, and their personality is uppity, and I'm like, okay, great. Then I'll be like, come over to my office. I'll invest in you a little bit more. But if not, then I love sending everyone over to Top Agent Playbook because I think it's a great stepping stone.
It is.
For sure.
You know what? There's the part of the discussion was agents, a lot of real estate agents that are on teams or want to join a team or all this, they have this misconception that team leaders, team owners, whatever you want to call them, are making this massive amount of money. Like, oh, they're taking 50% of my income. They're making all this money. And it's so funny because we just left this room where we spent 3 days with a bunch of operators, and the overwhelming profitability for a good team, a team that's running profitably and has like their crap together. It's organized. They've got org charts, like the whole nine, all of it in place. At best, if you're running at a 30% margin, that's amazing, incredible. Most of them run at only 20%, meaning 80% of the revenue that comes in goes back into running the company. Yeah. Rent, staff, bills, like all of that stuff, listings that don't sell, all of that stuff. And so for teams to be profitable, the show I was listening to this morning, they were like, if you break it down, an individual that sells a lot of homes, a top producing individual can easily make $700,000 to over $1 million a year in income all day long. They can do it with themselves as the sole and only producer, and then administrative people, operations, like people in place to handle everything else, except for all they do is go on listing appointments, negotiate contracts, and show property. That's it. And they can make $700,000 to over $1 million, where team leaders, team owners, and operators, if you look at their income, it's usually between $250,000 to $350,000 every year, because it's only going to be, max like 20%, 30 at the best, 30% of the revenue of that company. And it's like, people don't think like that.
I want to tell you something to piggyback off of what Amy said earlier, that it's too easy. And honestly and truthfully, ever since I got into the real estate space, it's honestly a lot of real estate agents' fault because everybody has a course, everybody has a training, everybody says that they can teach you how to do real estate. It's super easy. It's going to be simple. You're going to get in, you're going to plug, you're going to automate this, automate that, send this email, and all of a sudden you have a closing. And then the only requirements to get into real estate is for you to pay a good deal of money, pass a test, and then you're handed the keys to the kingdom, and somebody has a course that's $2,000 that you can sign up for today, or some brokers that you join has something that you can sign up for today. You'll get into it, and you're automatically going to make money, and you believe that. And then they get in, people get in, they spend that money, and that's their last. And then all of a sudden, now that you don't have too much of the cushion that you thought you were going to have, and then you're spinning your wheels, gasping at straws, trying to make some revenue. Well, that's because of the way that everybody structured the industry, and they want to talk about all the happy things and not really the hard work. So when you think about an organization that's successful, that people have gone into, and it's been a proven and repeatable system that has gotten people to be at the top tier of their performance, it's the United States military. 1% of the U.S. population is in active duty military right now. As far as everyone in the United States of America, do y'all know what percentage of people actually served, of United States citizens?
I don't.
Less than 7%, a little bit over 6% of the U.S. population. Why do people choose not to get into the military?
Scared,
sicknesses, or I mean, basically, you're the only person in that family. You need to take care of your family, which is completely understandable, right? But a lot of people choose not to get in because you see basic training. You see, oh, they're going to make me go run. They're going to yell at me. They're going to do all these things. It's going to be too tough. I don't want to do it. So they choose not to do it. In actuality, being a real estate agent, being an entrepreneur is dang near harder. I'm just going to do damn near. It's damn near harder than you getting into the military. You get into basic training, because there is nobody that's going to yell at you. There's nobody that's going to wake you up, make you get up in the morning. There's nobody that's going to make you do these things but yourself. So in actuality, I think that the industry will be better if people would stop sending these marketing campaigns out there telling people that it's easy, because none of it's easy.
It's not
It
easy.
takes effort and dedication. If you want to become one of the 1% of real estate agents or brokers that sell a lot of real estate, there's a basic training that you need to go through. It is going to be hard. It is going to be tough. And that message needs to be presented more often, rather than I'm going to automate stuff and make stuff simple for you, because that's not the truth. It's not a fact. And so that's why because it's only that small requirement for you to get in it, and then nothing really after that, it seems simple. And that's why you have a lot of people joining in and a lot of people getting out. So the messages that you guys share with everybody about getting up, living off of a schedule, doing your work, like a basic training concept, it's great. That messaging is great. And that's the message that needs to go out to the world, because it's not easy. So
none of it's easy. Hey, Amy, here, well, all of y'all, and I'm going to find this stat that I showed Paul. Paul, think about where I showed it to you, where it said, you know how we always joke about the great state of Texas, or the United States of Texas? United States of Texas. Okay, so we saw, and I don't know if it was while we were on the airplane or where I found it, but I got to find it. But it showed, I think it was in the next 10 years. It's either 5 or 10 years, and I will find it, that Texas is going to make up, wasn't it, Paul, 25% of the United States population? Mm-hmm. It's insane. And it showed the triangle, and it showed, of course, San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, Houston, and it's all heavily populated right there. Like East Texas over there, El Paso, like there's all this land that no one's developing yet. But this stat I showed Paul was like, this is crazy. Like, you should stay in Texas. Everyone should come to Texas. Not everyone. We don't want everyone. But we're going to stay here and like kick butt in real estate, because we're just going to keep growing. The people are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy to think that if that is true, that 25% of the United States population is going to be in Texas?
Well, you want to know what's happening with land right now? Speaking
Tell
of,
us.
so people are aging out of their ranches. I know, Maggie, you're aging into a ranch, but you're aging into a ranch probably for someone who aged out of a ranch, right?
I am.
No,
Yes,
seriously.
she's 81 years old.
Oh, wow.
So these people are aging out of ranches. So the transfer of wealth is not just happening with money, the transfer of wealth is happening with land. And guess what? Typically, young people, so say I'm not me, but say like my son, he's 24 years old. If his grandfather were have given him land, what would he do with the land at 25? Right? Most 25-year-olds aren't thinking, I'm going to go live on 50 acres or 100 acres, right? So we have a dear friend, I won't name her, but she came up to me at the real estate show and she goes, Amy, we have land. We just received land from an inheritance. And I was like, okay. And she told me where it was. And I was like, girl, okay, this is a good opportunity. Within 24 hours, just it coming into my world, I told her it was a good opportunity. I get a phone call. Amy, if you know anyone that has land in this specific city, this is growing so fast that people want the country, but they want it close enough to Houston, close enough to Austin, where they have accessibility to the big, but feel like small. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And so I told her, I go, what do you want to do with it? She goes, well, two things. I could sell it or you could help me develop it. And I was like, I would rather develop it. Let's do it the right way. So now we're in talks. And this is what's happening though. This is not the only person I know. There are so many people that the wealth transfer is happening through land. And now the young people, they're all between the ones I'm speaking of are in their mid 20s to mid to late 30s. Okay. So it's that bracket. They don't want to live on a ranch. They don't, but they do want to either sell it or sell it to a developer or develop it. And so now what's happening is all these, and now it's like, well, what do we do with it? So I'm deep diving into research on what do people want that are an hour from Houston, but they still want that country feel, but they want new. How much land do they want? And I can tell you my analysis right now. I've been analyzing it. And this is between here and like Austin. Okay. So you're going into the hill country, but not quite the full hill country, just a little bit of rolling hills. People are wanting 1 to 3 acres. Yes. And when we go up north, like north of Houston, where I'm building, people want 1 to 3 acres. It's this pattern that I'm seeing all over the place. So the transfer of wealth is happening with land. And then what are people buying? 1 to 3 acres.
So what are they developing? What are you looking at as far as like home sizes? What are you seeing?
I'm seeing a lot of 1-stories or 1-story with only a couple of bedrooms up and a flex room. The flex room is because are the kids, a lot of the families I'm seeing are, okay, we're empty nesters, but we love when our kids come home for college and we have 3 kids. So we're going to be having kids home from college over the next 10 years. So they can go upstairs, they can have a flex space. The other scenario I'm seeing is, you know what, our kids live in a different state. So when they come to stay with us at holiday, we want them to have a place to stay. And I want a second office. So we're seeing flex space. We're seeing a lot of 1-story or 1.5. In my luxury homes in the 1 to 3 acre market, I'm hearing 80% pools.
Okay.
80% people are wanting pools, and they are not wanting like fancy, ridiculous. They don't want a grotto. They just want a place where people can come together.
People want to
and there's a lot of wellness involved. People want a hot tub because they know that heat and water brings wellness.
Yeah.
So it's interesting just to hear the patterns now that I've been hosting these open houses since I built the $2 million house. I've literally been taking notes on every single family and what they're asking for, what they're looking for, what they need, and what their desires are. And there's a pattern. It's very interesting to me.
I think there's more people focused on wellness for sure.
For sure.
For sure. They want home gyms.
Yes.
Yeah. They want the home gym. They want the hot tub.
Well, then it simplifies your life. Like you don't have a membership fee for this. Right. I got to go here. I got to go there. I got to go this. I got like, golly, really? I'm just like sick of it all.
Yeah, it's so true. No, people don't want to go to the movie theater because it's germy. There's, people are loud. It's obnoxious. They're like, I want a big I mean, I want a TV that's like a theater. I want a workout room in my house. They want it to be, but then they also want to have the entertainment space. So as far as size goes, I'm seeing a lot of 4,000 to 5,000 square feet. That's my sweet spot in all the ones I'm talking to. It's crazy.
Maggie, does that sound like something you'd want?
Absolutely. I want a sauna also.
Yeah.
All the stress we deal with every day. Yes.
Yes. Do you want to be on the water, Maggie?
What was that?
Would you want to be on the water?
Water, like a waterfront?
Like on a lake or something?
No, not now. I will eventually, but not in this season of my life.
I love that answer.
But it's in my future, yes, for sure.
Yep. You're in build mode right now.
I'm in build mode.
We're in build mode. All of us are. What's our next event, you guys?
Our next event, I want to talk about that.
Yes.
It is in 15 days, 22 hours, and 34 seconds, and it's going to be in Pasadena, Texas.
Hold on. Did you just say it's in 15 days?
15 days.
No.
This is wrong.
What? Paul?
What?
Okay, ignore that part, but it's in Pasadena, Texas.
It's April 15th.
Oh, okay, April 15th. 15, it says 15 days, so we need to fix that. Ignore that part. So it's going to be in Pasadena, Texas, and the address is 910 Fairmount Parkway, Pasadena, Texas, 77504. And I'm so excited to see everyone from the south side, the east side, from the west and the north come to this event. Top
9 days, 9 days, 9 days.
9 days, not 15. It's April 15th, Tax Day. Maggie, have you thought about what you're going to be teaching that day?
I think I am going to be teaching about the listings like I did last time at the last Power Agent Playbook. How to not write up the offer, but the preparation before writing up an offer and getting into the psychology of the transaction.
That's so important. So important. Amy, have you thought about what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about how we've had to pivot with investing. Like what has, with the market that we've been in, the market we're supposed to be in, how have we adjusted in 2026 to this current market? What are investors doing?
Paul, have you thought about what you're going to be going over? Because freaking artificial intelligence is just like, wow, there's all kinds of terms I'm hearing that I've never heard before.
Well, the fun fact is my course it changed from the beginning to where I talked about the three different phases or the three different ways of making money in artificial intelligence. That's changed, and I for sure need to explain that to everybody. And it kind of changed from that and back to that, and it's actually really important for where we're going. So the course what I was going to teach everybody, I'm going to have to change it again. So it has shifted. There's a lot going on and a lot happening really, really fast, fast. And there's a whole lot of marketing going on that's distracting people because everybody that did not know anything about marketing or did not know how to use artificial intelligence has found a way to make something stupid and use ChatGPT to help them market it and push it out there to basically get money from people. There was a guy at one of our trainings who talked about a prompt creator website, and I received an email today from somebody. I'm not going to say who, but their whole coaching program that they have was we're going to unload 197 of our prompts that we use right now, and it's only $67. I swear, if anybody that knows me, that talks to me, that will sign up for a course because somebody told them they're going to give you a prompt, you're not my friend no more. Don't talk to me. Don't come to me. We have nothing to talk about.
He's like, yeah, he was so pissed when he saw that.
He's like, you're on the blacklist.
I'm so serious. I am so serious because legit, you don't need any real estate agents. You don't need anybody to write a prompt for you. You can write your own doggone prompts and you can make them specific to you. So don't go buying any course where somebody's telling you that they're going to give you the prompts that will change your life, because that's a lie. but I am going to debunk a whole lot of this crap out here in the world. Stop selling this fake crap and making people believe that they
So,
need it.
Paul, why don't you do a T-chart from a good old teacher here and do a fact fiction? Because apparently people need it broken down into like simplicity.
I like
So
that.
fun fact, that is part of it, because while we were out there, we were talking to Carlos with Roy, and he said something that I never even thought about doing, because in my mind it's just common sense. But ChatGPT told me the other day that I am more of AI than I am a person. So whatever that's supposed to mean. But I am going to absolutely give everybody a side by side of what you should be using and what are red flags that you should absolutely run from, because there's a whole lot of crap to run from out there. Just like there's a whole lot of misinformation on the interwebs right now on your social media accounts about all kinds of stupid stuff that's getting people on the fence about buying and selling real estate. There's a whole lot of stupid stuff out there about where you can spend $20 a month for this AI thing that can change your life. So we're going to debunk all that crap, and it's going to be simplified down so everybody walks away knowing how to best use your money.
Love it.
That was a
So
rant.
Maggie, where is that place again? In 9 days?
It is in 9 days, and it is located. Let me get you the exact address.
What's it do? Is it called at a certain place? Is it called something?
The Pompa House?
The Pompa House?
Yes. And it is the address, everyone. It is going to be at 910 Fairmont Parkway. So everybody knows where Fairmont is at. Fairmont Parkway, Pasadena, Texas, 77504. From
11 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Food is going to be served after? Yes.
Yes, food will be served afterwards, but most importantly, a lot of helpful things that will help you grow your business.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Yeah, so come, you guys. It's free.
$3.99.
Here's what we know, and we'll end it here. The interest rates can do whatever they want. This conflict in Iran can continue on, whatever it's going to do. We have no control over any of those things, but people die every day. People get divorced and have babies and relocate every day. And if your home's priced right and it looks amazing, it's with a professional, not someone that just sit and did 12 hour, 18 hours of video, but actually someone that does this for a career day in and day out is going to get your home sold. And buyers, it's an amazing time to buy. The opportunities are there all day long. Final thoughts, y'all. Amy, what you got?
I say find your niche, because whatever you focus on expands.
Love that. Paul, what you got?
Don't get distracted by crap that's out there. Make sure you're paying attention to who you're paying attention to, whether it's in technology, whether it's in real estate. Make sure you're paying attention to the right people, and you will not make a wrong decision.
That's right. What you got, Maggie? Wrap us up.
Stay consistent, be disciplined, and treat real estate like a business, because it truly is a business. This is not a hobby. It is not easy. Treat it like a business. Wake up, be intentional, and we'll see you at Top Agent Playbook in 9 days, right? 9 days.
Yes.
In Pasadena, Texas.
Yep,
We're so excited to see you there.
Paul, can they go to the Top Agent? Tell us where to go, Paul. I just probably will give someone wrong info. What is it, Paul?
The Top Agent Playbook.
.com.
And you know what, Maggie? I'll tell you something else. All right. If you're using, oh man, we're past time.
Yes.
This is beneficial. If you're using artificial intelligence and you're using somebody else's system through yours, pay attention to it. And if that makes sense to any of you guys that are tuned in today, come to Pasadena in 9 days at the Top Agent Playbook, and let's have a conversation afterwards, because there are quite a few things that are that we can talk about, and I can show you how to navigate. So that is
Got it.
Excited.
Go to the topagentplaybook.com. Get your tickets, you guys. We'll see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.